You are my linen garment I put on. Lord, you are my linen garment I put on, while I minister to in the inner court. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat. Lord, you are my linen garment I put on. Lord, you are my linen garment I put on, while I minister to you in the inner court. Oh, your garments smell of earth and aloe, garment of acacia. Oh, your garments smell of myrrh and aloe.
And welcome to the first edition of Becoming a Linenite. We are outrageously excited.
We've been wanting to put this out for a while now.
Seriously long. But we had to become full converts ourselves. You see, yeah, we're wearing linen all the time. Like, I think we're pretty much like 45 days in. You know what you're seeing on our faces? How linen will make you feel. True. You gotta find out for yourself. Now, caveat. Ready? We're gonna also talk about other natural fibers. It's not all gonna be about flax, which is where linen comes from. First thing. We're also gonna talk about wool at times. We're also gonna talk about silk. Some. But major story time. Linen. First of all, we gotta just say it out front. Where did it all begin? Because we didn't start out as full converts. We just started out scratching the itch a little bit.
It all started during a Sabbath, and we were reading the Torah portion where it talks about Deuteronomy, what is it?
22:11.
22:11?
Yes.
Where it talks about not mixing flax, linen, and wool together in a garment that you're going to wear. And we were like, what? Why should you not wear that? Like, mixing those two fabrics. What is it about those two fabrics that they shouldn't be mixed? And what is linen even in the first place? Because we had no idea. We're like, what even is linen?
We were illiterate in linen.
Cotton. It turns out linen is flax. Comes from the flax plant. And they are the long fibers of the flax plant become woven into linen. Basically, wool and linen we've determined, are both Yahweh's super fibers.
Super fibers,
okay? Wool for the winter,
Mm-hmm.
linen for the summer. They both have incredible properties, but they are doing different things. Linen is keeping you cooler, keeping you dry. It absorbs
moisture. Just wicks it right off your body.
It is nature's dry wicking fabric.
Oh, it just cools you down immensely. It takes that sweat right off your skin, and then with the tiniest breeze, cools you right down.
Right off.
It dries super fast. It's way better for towels.
Yes, breathable. It's lightweight.
It's mighty strong. It's
It
nature's strongest fabric, basically.
Yes, flowy. It's modest. It's not clinging on you like that polyester getting all up in your business, and
You
a lot
can't
of
get
them.
bed sores while sleeping on linen sheets. It accelerates wound healing and post-surgical recovery.
There's been studies.
Post-surgical recovery nurse.
Yes, there's been studies that when the wounds or the surgical wounds are dressed with linen bandages, that the patients reported on average that they were in less pain and the wounds typically recovered a lot faster. And then there was other studies done where it said that people that sleeping under linen sheets reported a better night's sleep, deeper night's sleep, felt more rested in the morning, and things like that. And we were like, okay, linen.
We gotta find
and
out.
that's just some of the benefits.
There's a lot of other
There's a lot.
benefits
You can
that-
really read up on it.
You should go look up for yourself. Some of them
Yeah.
have some veracity. Others have just testimonial-based stuff,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go look and experiment for yourself. That's why we're issuing a linen challenge to every one of you watching.
Yes.
40 days.
Check it out.
Purge yourself from the poisons and eat and consume nothing but sweet, delicious linen on your skin. It's the biggest organ of your body. It should be bathed in something delicious.
And we had already experienced wool to some level because we learned that living in Colorado and having, going hiking and then having those colder nights, it kept us a
Layering.
lot. Yes,
Layering.
layers.
And you want
it
that
kept us
wool long underwear.
warmer. It kept same thing with the wool. Keeps you warm, absorbs sweat,
Don't stink.
doesn't smell. Oh, that's the thing with linen too. Doesn't smell, doesn't stain very
Doesn't
easily.
stain easy. Resist stains. Think about
come
and you can wash it like you were. You can beat the snot out of it while you wash
It
it.
only gets better as you wash it.
It's softer and suppler.
How many shirts do you have that are polyester, and the more you wash them, the more stretched out they get, the more, I don't know, little balls,
Pilling.
What
I
do
think
you
it's called
call
pilling.
those? Oh, those
Pilling,
little
I think.
balls.
Wool does that too a little bit.
That you pick off. I don't know. Anyway, linen doesn't
wrote
do
that
that
in a book
okay?
once.
You did.
I did.
You did.
I didn't publish that book. Thank goodness. Sorry.
But anyway, so we were learning all about linen, wool. We're like, oh my gosh, these are Yahweh's super fibers. We're already wearing wool. We wear wool socks. We wear wool, I don't know, base layers and wool
Shirts.
sweaters and things
All of
like that. But we're like, we have no linen. And then I remembered, oh, I do have one pair of linen pants. And they were 50-50 blend. They were 50% linen, 50% rayon, which rayon is actually a fiber. Some people get confused with rayon and they think it's a synthetic fiber like lumped in with spandex, polyester, nylon. But it's not. It's made from wood pulp, and it can be from bamboo. But yeah, rayon is made from wood pulp. So it's sort of...
It's cellulose. It's plant-based.
Yeah,
It's plant-based.
sort of a plant-based
Just got-
fabric, okay? So anyway, I had the rayon, 50% rayon, 50% linen pants. And I was like, okay, well, we kind of looked, we looked up the sheets because I was like, what if we
We
slept?
wanted to sleep on it. We wanted to try sleeping on
I'm
it
like,
first.
okay, if it has all these health benefits, what is something besides our clothes, because replacing a wardrobe would take a long time. What is something, if we just replaced our sheets, we'd be sleeping under that every
8
night.
hours, maybe.
So we looked up linen. It's definitely expensive, okay? It's definitely expensive. And that's the difficult part about linen because it is. It's quality. It doesn't wear out. It's strong. It's stain resistant. And then it has all these health benefits.
It can last your whole life, though. Like a pair of
Like
one pair of
set
sheets.
of linen sheets could last you
20 years. We have people who
Yeah.
have their sheets for 20 years, 25 years, 20
Yeah.
years. 20
Yeah.
years, one set.
Like, how cool is that? One set. So we were like, okay, they're expensive. We'll save up some money, and maybe at some point we'll get some linen sheets. That'll be our first linen investment, is what we thought. Well, I had these pair of pants, and I said, you know what? After I learned all this about linen, I said I'm going to try an experiment, and I'm just going to wear these to sleep. Every night. And they were my comfy pants anyway. I wasn't going to really wear them out to the store necessarily. I just wasn't there yet. But I was like,
there.
I'm just going to wear them as my comfy pants and I'll wear them to sleep in. Well, I slept in them a few nights and I was like, Nate, I think I'm sleeping better.
Yeah.
I think it's from these pants. And he goes, really? And I was like, no, I really think I'm sleeping better from these pants. And they were only 50-50 blend. What could 100% linen do?
What could it do? We now know. Because we did. We finally got the sheets. Chelsea went hunting
We did.
when we got our RV.
When we moved, yep.
We had to sell our house to get linen sheets, let's be clear. They're not that pricey, folks, but they were that pricey,
We might have
folks.
to sell some things, okay? We have
Be
to
willing to
sell a
sell
lot
everything you
of
have.
things when
Now,
we moved.
just reference real quick. I think you all need to read the parable of the story of the man who finds a great treasure in a field. And he sells everything he has to buy that field. I'm willing to sell everything I have to buy certain fields right now. Seriously. I'm thinking about sapphires or linen. Who knows? Linen armor. All kinds of stuff. But we sold our house because we found a mighty treasure and we just simply must have it. So we bought linen. That
Yep.
was literally our first purchase.
It was.
It was our first purchase when we'd sold our house.
And we became linen believers.
This was when we started our journey down the Lennonite clan road. Maybe
were-
Lennonite tribe road.
Now,
Clans got
talk
some
about
iffy.
the linen when you sleep in it.
Okay.
How it gets a little clogged.
Yes. No, wait.
It's like pores.
It's got pores
okay?
like
It's
skin.
breathable.
It's super
breathes.
breathable. Yeah, I'll be
It has
honest.
Pores.
I'm a little more sensitive, obviously. I tend to weep often. Ask my wife. I cry about as much as my newborn. It's true. I just have to compete with the crying some
Aw.
days. It's true. It's good though, right? But linen, I've noticed, when you put linen on your skin, I can wear my linen, like my shirts and stuff. I can wear it because I sweat like a hoss, continually sweaty. All the time. It's true. I'm sweating right now, but you can't even see it because you know what? It's wicking that moisture right off my body and cooling me down tremendously. Oh, that's what I'm instantly cooler.
It's like
But
wearing an air conditioner.
It's like that. And but here's what I also know. It does get clogged. It'll get clogged with dirt and skin. See,
Once it
if I
gets
shake
dirty.
it enough, maybe we'll get some particles flying around through there. There you go. See, look at the gifts of linen my body just provided you. Now they get clogged after a while, and you need to wash them. And what's so exciting is the more I wash my linen, the softer it gets.
It, like, recharges
and
it.
it
It, like-
comes out. Supercharged,
'Cause
but it's
all
even
the pores are cleaned out
they're
and
all open and
it's
ready
like-
for breathing.
And you can feel it. Like
It's different.
You'll crawl back in that bed, and you'll. And I mean, it's nice crawling in a clean bed anyway. But
Totally, so
but
true.
you crawl in a clean bed, clean linen bed, and it's like you never slept better. You never slept.
And we don't have to wash our sheets quite as often as my sweaty shirt body, right?
It's amazing.
Like for us, it's every couple weeks, if I was honest with you all, because we live on the road and our washing machine is literally no bigger than this. So we have to wait till we find friends or people that let us use their washers.
Yep.
But when you wash it, it literally recharges it. And if you hang it in the sun, it supercharges it. Seriously, check that out. It won't really fade in the sun because linen is
Well,
fantastic
and I do
incredible.
want to say one
Go
quick
ahead.
thing. If you haven't, well, washing your laundry outside is really fun. But if you want to wash it inside, that's fine. But instead of drying it inside, hang it outside on the line. Hang it on the line. Hang it on the line. It's
Hang
an
it on a flax line.
experience. It's an experience. It gets you outside. You're breathing fresh air. The laundry gets fresh air. And that laundry is going to be so crisp and so like straight, wrinkle-free. That's the other thing. People always say, well, I would wear linen, but it doesn't it wrinkle a lot?
We literally hear this. You know what else wrinkles? Faces and all of your body. And you know what those are? Gifts. You earned those wrinkles. Don't be embarrassed by them. Sweet Moses, that's part of your testimony. You earned every single wrinkle. Don't let anybody but liars and thieves tell you otherwise, because it's their job to sell you poison to put on your skin the rest of your life to hide your wrinkles. Linen should have wrinkles because it's like skin. You know where
really is.
the
It's got
tabernacle?
pores.
We'll get into biblicity of linen because I can talk a long time about all of the references to linen, like Joseph or the armies of the heavenly host and or the armies that come down with the rider on the white horse clothed in linen. Linen is armor. Okay, I got to take it out.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
I've gotten really far down a rabbit hole, you guys, and this one's biblical of awesome. I'm in love with linen to a serious level, but I wasn't always this way. Neither was she.
Talk about your first experience with linen. So after we got the sheets, we
She ordered me some. Something
we-
before the sheets. BC. I guess BS. Oops.
no.
BS.
After
You
the
got me these before the sheets. I just didn't wear them before that.
Oh,
You see?
when did you start wearing them?
I didn't start wearing this really because she got me this shirt, which is
Off
fantastic.
eBay.
I love expedition shirts. That's what they're
Yes.
called. It's like a long sleeve shirt that I can button down and roll up. And there's the brand Cremier. When I first got it, I tried it on and was like, okay, the number one draw for me into linen was that it cools my body down like 8 degrees more than cotton. Think about that. If I'm wearing a cotton shirt,
is hot, guys.
cotton is hot. You know what I'm saying?
Cotton is.
It's hot. It's hot. It really is. I can't stand cotton. I'd abandoned cotton years ago because it makes me swampy in places I don't want to be swampy and unnecessarily.
Chafy.
Yeah, it chafes in there. Like, get that wet. You know what? I used to tell people when I would take them on hikes in the backpacking wilderness, I would say, you know what? Let me see your blue jeans. Throw them down the mountain because they're going to kill you. Cotton kills when it's wet. No, it really will kill you. Dead.
And it stays wet forever.
Especially, could you even imagine in a humid climate how long cotton must take to dry?
Oh my gosh.
It probably never dries. Probably just molds and dissolves back into poison ivy where it came from. That's my opinion on cotton. Anyways, it came from Roundup, right? I don't know. But I wanted it because I heard it could cool you down so much more efficiently. Well, then I got it, and Chelsea got me this sweet shirt, and it was like $30, $35. I think she got it on
off
eBay.
eBay, yep.
And I thought that was really expensive because we're thrift store people. You know what I
This is
mean?
a pretty pricey shirt for us.
But for me, if it checks all the boxes of awesome, I'm gonna wear it all the
Like, you
time,
wanted to
hundreds
try
of
linen.
times. And I wanted to try it, and then I tried it and was like, man, I don't feel any cooler. Problem was, I was wearing a cotton undershirt. Doofus, I know. Checkbox. I was being a doag, the Edomite, that day. It was not a good idea. But I used to always wear tiny arsenals on my body all the time, and so I used to always have an undershirt on all the time, and so I was always sweating all the time and wearing stiff, reinforced nylon belts that could pick up my pants and carry me out of a helicopter, just in case they ever called me in from the cold, Anyways, I put this on and was like, meh. So I threw it in the pant drawer because that's the drawer where I'm never going to find a shirt in, right? And when we were traveling on the road the first year we were sleeping in our linen sheets.
We loved it.
And we were like, this is noticeable. We slept so much better. We felt like we dreamed better. We slept deeper and more soundly. But I really felt like when we crawled in our sheets, it was like it would cool me down instantly to where I felt icy chilled when I'd crawl into those clean sheets. Whew. It was amazing. But then we went down to Florida.
And
We all sweated
it's very hot.
constantly. And then I got my second linen shirt.
Yep.
Because I went back to it.
Can you find it?
I recircled the wagon camp and
Oh,
I tried
this
on
boy.
linen. And this became my staple. What I would do is I figured out if you soak linen in water and then put it on your body and then go outside, you get the slightest breeze. It is air conditioning. And I was sweating enough to completely soak my shirt. But this was the one I got next. Similar thing, button down. It used to have arm sleeves before I ripped through them in Hulkman fashion from all the tomatoes I was lifting every day, right? I tore this shirt literally to ribbons. Flax is
Wore
strong.
it pretty much every day
For months.
for like 5 months.
For months, which is impressive that this still has any survivable material left in it. It's really amazing stuff. But I wore my way straight through that, son.
Yep.
Because I fell in love with it down there. But I didn't take the linen challenge until recently. Do you want to tell him a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, down in Florida, he was alternating between the 2 linen shirts that he had, and he was just completely sold. And he was telling me, and he's like, Chelsea, I've never felt so cool. I need this. I need more linen. So we went to a thrift store down there in Florida. We did find a few more linen items. I think I found a pair of like capri pants, or maybe 2 pairs of capris, and you found like I think another shirt and then even a pair of pants, because at one point you were wearing all linen down in Florida.
Okay, let's be clear. We found some women pants. I just gotta say that right now. I've been wearing a lot of women's clothing, not like that kind of women's
There's not as
clothing.
much men's linen out there,
There's some limited supply. There's some limits in our supply chain of.
which should not be a problem.
No, because you know what? I'm really comfortable in my masculinity. True story.
Right.
I've given birth to children. I have the fruit of my loins walking around, and I mean,
I've given birth.
okay. But they're the fruit of my... Yeah, that's so true. I didn't once birth them.
No.
But they're there. Like, I know that's my children. It makes a difference. But that's a true caveat. Like, a lot of my clothing is women's clothing. Came from the women's side of the section of the trash bins. You know what I mean? And that's fine. And she amends it beautifully to where it's not
I'm
so...
learning.
She's crushing life with her... She's saving lives right now. Mine. Given. My children's too. But... that's where it started. She found some linen pants for me there, and then I was in, like all in. And then I started sleeping in them, and was like double dip. I can sleep in linen like a linen sandwich on my body. And then okay, go ahead.
And
Go
I
ahead.
started wearing them outside
it?
because I was hot, and I was wearing, I'm not kidding you guys, I was wearing polyester workout t-shirt on the top, and my still just 50% rayon, 50% linen crops, like capri pants, and I could feel the slight breeze in the air passing through my pants, cooling up. My lower half was cooler than my upper half with the workout top on.
You know, the sweaty
this is
ones?
a workout top. I should be able to sweat and feel cool in
It's
this.
marketed as
It was
breathable.
stifling. This was stifling when my pants were wonderfully cool. So I was like, okay, there's something to this linen. We got to find us some more linen. But it was tricky to find until
the Father sent us to the promised land.
he did.
Absolutely. We have been able to find the linen railroad. Okay, I can't get too far down. That's going to be an episode unto itself. But thrift stores, guys. First of all, we just got to say this. When you need to suddenly go for the linen challenge, you're going to need a whole linen wardrobe. By that, I mean at least 2 full and complete sets of linen. Because, wear one, wash one. You get what I'm saying here? And socks. Caveat. Total sidetrack tangent. You ready for this? Ukrainians make amazing linen socks. I ordered them off Etsy for unbelievably reasonable prices, like $16, I think, for 5 pairs. And they were organic linen socks. They're cut beautifully. And I feel like I put on my own skin when I put them bad boys on. They're wonderful. I've never found linen socks at the thrift store. I pray. I haven't prayed for those specifically, but I'm going to now. But I'm looking for linen socks. You need to do a full linen wardrobe. I really mean it. Because if you want to dip down into the linen challenge, and someone convicted us and challenged us to just go linen challenge. She started this off, you guys. And she was like, why don't you stop wearing those pants that make you feel like you're sweating all the time? Because I was in linen shirts all the time. But I never committed to go out the door without my arsenals.
And he would get like grumpy when we'd be leaving the house, and he'd be like, I would
change out of my linen.
And he'd like change out of your linen pants,
Pajama
and you'd
bottoms.
put on your, what kind of pants?
They were, okay, I'll just tell you. They were
Tactical.
5'11", maybe strike pants. I don't know. They were 5'11". I'd cut all the brand logos off of them. But they're nylon pants that like look city slicker good, but you can stuff arsenals inside every single pocket and crevice. Mostly I stuff rocks in most of those crevices and knives, right? But I was like, I really wanted to go on a hike one day. We wanted to go on it was a Shabbat. It was a Shabbat. We wanted to go hiking because we feel like the best treasures are in the forests, right? We wanted to go up in the forest. We wanted to go for a wonderful
wonderful to be in
hike.
Yahweh's creation too on Shabbat. It's lovely.
It's nice. It's nice. Some of you out there are blessed to go fellowship on Shabbat. Some of us just go fellowship with the Creator and His creation on Shabbat. That's our jam. Okay, my wife challenged me. Take the pants off. Deal. Obviously. Then I had to leave my belt behind. That was where the whole because I have a lot of videos out there where I'm like, put on a belt. And I'm like really hard about it, right? But most linen pants that we find at the thrift store are basically like comfy pants. Like you're going to wear them on the beach, you know?
Wonderful.
They're kind
Buy
of,
some.
you need some. No, you need them. And you can always add belt loops. My wife added belt loops. Fantastic. But until then, I had to be not pantless. I had to be beltless. I went hiking in the forest with my family, and I was not wearing my arsenal. I still had a giant backpack on it, obviously. But I walked out of the car with me and my linen pants on for the first time ever, not my nylon pants. And I just could not even describe to you. I kept saying, Chelsea, I feel like I put on gladness. I'm serious. I said that. I said those words. I was like,
I've been clothed with gladness.
I felt like I was clothed in gladness. My legs were glad. Like, I felt like my legs were like, yes!
Skipping.
Like, I was heel clicking enthused. You guys haven't even seen me really happy. I know you've seen some Nature Nate where I'm finding like my life dream shell, but you've never seen my legs kicking in glee like they were that day because I was getting breezes in the mountains. One thing I love about the mountains, they're breezy. Almost always. And when that's going on your linen, you're like, oh my. It feels so refreshing. I was invigorated. It was like I was being recharged. Like it was giving me life back. Like it was giving me goodness. Like I kept feeling like my legs are tingly. Like I just couldn't even articulate the wonders of what was happening in my leg region. And I felt so good on this hike back and forth with Naomi. And then we drank spring water raw right out of the rock face. And then I didn't swim that day. We didn't swim, but the water was so clear. Chelsea was like, I feel like it's just calling to me. It's like it must, come on. This was like Chelsea's going through a transformation about needing to swim in water.
I am. I'll talk about it another
time. But I was standing there and feeling like I was being transformed in this linen. I felt invigorated. I felt revitalized. I felt like my body wasn't in screaming pain. Like, you guys have no idea how much pain I perpetually live in. Like, I come across really robusto and strong and kick you in the teeth with enthusiasm a lot of times. But I crawl around like I'm in agony a lot of days. Not as much, though, I have to say this, since I started wearing the linen. And I'm not trying to sell you on linen, but I'm trying to sell you on your destiny to be in it. Because if you don't remember, the riders in the white horse, Revelation 19, verse 24, dang it, probably in there. Revelation 19-ish. Anyways, you're going to be wearing linen if you want to have a robes of righteousness on. And that's going to get me into body armor sooner or later. Yeah, robes of righteousness, they're made out of linen, y'all. It's amazing. Anyways, I felt like reinvigorated. And then it started this whole process in my head where I felt like pain was leaving my body and inflammation was going out of my body. And I felt like my body was just like calmer, like, shh, settle down. And I really felt like that. And then I was hooked, guys. It's unbelievable how much less irritability I feel on an ongoing basis. And that's because I really think that's what led me into like the studying out of this stuff. These are 3 books I read because you know what wearing linen will do? Make you read books more because the Linenites are readers, y'all. They're not Black Mirror watchers. So you have permission to turn this off now. But this is the 3 books that I highly recommend. Reconstructing Ancient Linen Body Armor. Oh my gosh. Unraveling the linen thorax mystery. It's your body armor. So we're going to get there. That's a super episode unto itself. Expect that one to be about 6 months long. Dirty Electricity. Yep. Because, well, that's pretty tough to see. Color choices. There. Samuel Milham. This is a short, snippy, awesome read. Highly recommended. Electrification and the Diseases of Civilization. That's fantastic. And The Invisible Rainbow. The History of Life and Electricity by Arthur Furstenberg. This is because I needed to understand why I felt so much better. This is what led me into understanding electric dragons. So go watch my episode on the electric dragons. That'll tell you more about these. But basically, linen eats static electricity and radiation, and it gobbles it up. You cannot make static electricity with this. Think about that. You live on poison fibers all the time. Basically, the whole world became polyester poison land in the 1940s and 50s. Big surprise. Giant tycoonish companies like the Reynolds family ruined the lives of millions of people, billions of people now. And everything is artificial. It's all plastic. And it can build up static charges. And they're always around us constantly. Like even the screen you're looking at is building a static charge. But the linen is a shield. Linen is your armor. Linen basically eats electricity. Like it swallows it up and spits out life in its place. And it's wonderful because I feel like I may be one of those people that's highly attuned to a sensitivity to electromagnetic fields. And there's a lot of people out there that are on a totally different sides of that paradigm. And guess what? Every one of you are experiencing unbelievable amounts of anguish and suffering in your life and disease manifestation in your life because you're around electricity all the time. All the time, guys. Constantly. Even just this charger for my laptop. It's the worst possible version of a charger they could have done. But the Bitten Apple Serpent Eaters, yeah, they did that on purpose. They chose a really bad way. It splits this electricity current coming in here like crazy, and it creates dirty electricity. It's all poisoned, guys. Anyways, there's clean energy. That's nice. It's a beautiful sine wave. But then there's this dirty field that can come off of it when it's done improperly, and most of it's done terribly. So anyway, that led me into this understanding that linen was really our armor. Linen was our armor, and that led me to the Sword of the Covenant. And if you haven't dove into this recently, you should stop doing anything in your life but doing this. Doing this. They used to write this on linen. Come on. You could be writing the word on your body's linen. That's the original tattoo, y'all, was this. Tattoo the word on it. I started studying the scripture for linen, and you know what that led me? Right to my wife, Proverbs 31. See that? I just sidetracked it and tangented you right back in. Front and center, little miss. Setting you up for victory. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Proverbs 31, y'all.
Proverbs 31:10. An excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. She is like the ships of the merchant. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it, and with the fruit of her hands she plants a vineyard. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. She puts her hands to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She opens her hands to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household are clothed in scarlet. She makes bed coverings for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, and he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchant. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the times to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates.
That's the sword cutting your face
She's
off.
a linenite.
Come on. If you want
She's
wisdom,
awesome.
come on.
Isn't that so great? I've read the Proverbs 31 like so many times, and it never clicked. She's all about linen and flax. Never clicked until just recently.
The reason we became full converts to the Linenite tribe was really because of one woman. One woman. I'm going to say her name. Should I say her name?
You can.
Marie. Let me just say, this verse, as she's reading this chapter, Marie comes to our mind in such a powerful way, because before we met Marie, Chelsea and I were living in a Dick's parking lot. We were living in a parking lot. We had no place to go. Really, we had been driven out and set in a place where our resources were at their absolute end. We had nowhere to go. We had no direction. We felt like the Father was literally telling us nothing beyond this area that he sent us to. And then literally we sat in this parking lot for almost 2 weeks waiting to see what would happen. And a woman took us in and gave us shelter at a time when we were so in need of it, and poured hospitality on us, fed us, clothed us, covered us, provided us shelter. And out of monetarily and out of worldly standards little, she gave riches beyond measure to us.
Abundantly.
One of the most hard-working, up late, up early, diligent working out of her little, giving everything she possibly has to everyone she has. The poor and the needy know this woman because she has been one who has clothed them and fed them time and time again. She was a woman who was literally clothing the homeless, feeding the homeless, covering the homeless. Like, she personified that for us in ways that were so palatable and so obvious. It was overwhelming to us. And she was someone who first shared with me really her aversion to other unnatural fibers. And she was the one who talked to me about that when I was sweating and kind of raging about how hot and uncomfortable and miserable I was, but wearing a linen top. But she literally said how almost nauseous and sick she gets from wearing synthetic fibers. And as she thought about it, it planted all these seeds of thought in my head. And that's what really led Chelsea and I to go and start hunting linen and beginning our quest for it, was someone sharing their testimony of what linen had done for them mentally and emotionally, physically and spiritually for them, but then seeing the fruit of her character being lived out and walked out, and then seeing that paralleled here in Proverbs 31. It connected so many of those dots. So massive, huge shout out to you, Marie, you champion.
You want to talk about Joseph?
Oh my gosh. Joseph. Come on, y'all.
Let's talk about Joseph.
Let's talk about Joseph. Wait, real quick. She also dyes the flax and the linen in purple, right? It says that. Purple. See, that was that day, that Shabbat, where we studied all the fabrics and all the rest of it. I got sidetracked into like what they used to dye the blue, because the tzitzits, it's the reminder of your covenant, right? Your tzitzit. You were to weave together tassels for your clothing, and you would have a strand of blue in them, right? And I was like, what the heck is, how did you get the blue back then? What was their blue? So then I looked into dyes, because dyes are incredible. And dyes, linen is very hard to dye, actually. It's incredibly hard to dye. And you needed something super robusto. And so you know what they figured out how to make dye? Murax shells. Murax shells. Murax shells, they crush them into pieces. They grow them in tide pools, which is amazing. And I want to have an entire tide pool farm of Murax shells someday. And then they mix them with urine, and it's this crazy complication. And I know I just said that really fast, but they mix them with pee.
That's how a lot of textiles are made.
I don't understand that yet.
I don't either.
I haven't
don't know.
peed on a lot
I
of
don't know.
things I've discovered yet.
I don't know.
Maybe I should be peeing on rocks I find and see what that does to them. Never thought about that.
You're in a sterile.
Back to the Murax. Anyways, when you dip the wool in the, or linen, whatever, when you dip it into the Murax snail dye, when you pull it out, it starts to change color in front of your eyes, from like greens all the way up to like blues, like azure sky blue, and then all the way into like the purples, and then into the reds and the violets. Like it changes all the color spectrum. And then if you want to lock it, you quench it in water, right? So you expose it to the sun, and then you quench it in water. Does this sound like anything? This should be having bells go off in your head like crazy right now. If it doesn't, if you expose it to moonlight, it does different things. Oh, it's amazing. And it will never fade. It's amazing. That's where I got sidetracked into like all of the dyes category of everything. And I really wanted to see that. But you wanted me to talk about something else before
Joseph.
that. Joseph. But this is important. Okay, Joseph, you ready? I'm going to give you an 8-minute version of Joseph. Just kidding. Probably not. Joseph, right? If you guys remember, his father makes him a robe. What do you think that robe was made of? Probably linen. It doesn't say it specifically in the text, but I'm going to tell you right now. It likely wasn't a shepherd's jacket. Most shepherd's jacket were like cut off sleeves and showing off your hoss arms from wrangling goats and getting poop and pee all over yourself all the time. And milk too. But anyways, he had his robe stripped from him, first of all, right? His father gave him this beautiful robe. Then his brother stripped it off of him before they threw him in the pit. Well, then the slaves he gets bought by a couple people. He gets trafficked like modern day traffickers traffic. He gets sold around like crazy. And then he gets dumped into Potiphar's house, right? And he ends up having the favor of Yahweh on him so intensely that guy exalts Joseph, so where he is like the champion in the house. He's like his number 2 man, right? Everything is in his stead. But then his wife, she's got those adulterous, sleazy eyes and those enticing lips. You know what I'm saying? She's like dripping venom and poison like an asp. Yeah, bad news bears. She's on the way. And she is after him, I think it says for a year, maybe more. She tries to persuade him with flattery and nonsense. But you know what Joseph was very likely wearing while he was in those days? Linen, because it's in Egypt and it's hot. But anyways, when she tried to take him by force, remember this? She grabbed his linen and she took that thing and he ducked out of that and ran out naked, potentially. I don't know that for certain, but he definitely left his robe in her hands. And you know what? He was thrown back into the pit. Dadgummit. Doing righteousness and being rewarded with evil. That being said, Joseph, years go by, in prison. Finally, Pharaoh calls upon him, and he's ready to go. He's geared up, and he goes, interprets the dream. And you know what Pharaoh clothes him in? This is because this is some of the first occurrences of linen in the scriptures, and you guys need to know this. He clothes him in fine linen. It sets a gold chain about his neck. But just think about this. Then, the other thing he does, he gives him his robe back, first of all, and it's fine linen. And then he gives him Potiphar's daughter for a wife. Ooh! Talk about righteousness and justice in a story that should just be amazing. The very woman who had tried to accuse him before, her daughter now becomes Joseph's wife. That's just, come on, that story is so spectacular. But then linen just keeps going from there. And then you're going to get all the way into the priesthood and the Levites. Yes. And then you're going to get into the curtains. Yes. Yahweh's tabernacle, it was very likely not a rectangle that was yay tall. It was very likely a dome. Think about it. You ever tried to have a fire in a rectangle? I live in a rectangle. You know what's one thing I don't want to do in here? Have a fire. a lot of fires, like nonstop constant fires and bloody animals and guts and fat and frankincense. But the curtains, it's all linen, right? The tablecloths, the showbread, it's linen. It's like a linen supercharged shield zone. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's also woven through with gold, which makes it like a Faraday cage-like. You know, it transmutes the energy around your body. It like channels the energy. If you weren't doing it just right, ask Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, who offered their strange fire and were struck dead. Whoops. Mishandling the fire, not a good idea. Because I think in the presence of Yahweh, if you're not also clothed in linen, you're going to die. Really, it's biblical. So maybe our robes of righteousness should be linen. You're going to get a white robe. Remember the people that are slain for their testimony? What robes are given to them? Linen. Anyways, David, when he dances with all his stinking might, linen. When he's going to king, because he's like, yes, 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 the tabernacle's coming home. Linen might. That's what I'm saying. It'll supercharge you. So check out Becoming a Gibberim, because there's 21 episodes to get you all mighty. But I've been getting mighty in my linen. Seriously, I've been dancing my pants straight off. True story, because they didn't have a belt on. Dadgummit. But I'm mending that shortly. As you go through the scripture and you study linen, you guys really will see that it's synonymous with armor. It's interchangeable. It is your armor. So like when you can I just want people to get rid of the stupid Roman soldier, because you're not, I know we all live in Rome on the Potomac, most of us. We're all under the influence of Roman might still and the Roman, all of that stuff. But you know what? Ephesians 6 and your armor, it's not a Roman soldier that you should picture. It's that. Linothorax, y'all. See that? That's linen. 1 centimeter thick, laminated sheets of linen are flexible yet stiff. This will stop arrows better than bronze. I'm sorry, I'm getting really fired up. Babies are going to wake up. We'll circle back, y'all, for another episode.
Let's talk about how to obtain this linen.
Great caveat. Thank you for bringing me back.
I got you. So, okay. So, yes, if you buy linen...
full price, you're going to get ripped off.
Yeah. There are some alternative ways. You know, we first went to eBay to buy a shirt for him, which was still on the higher side, the pricier side. But if you're looking for specific pieces of clothing, and in your specific size
and color, pattern, and style,
yeah,
probably your way.
That can be a route. What we just do though is we go to the thrift stores, and now they are back open. Yep.
Linen masks if you really need to.
Yes, if you need to.
Obviously.
And anyway, you go in the thrift store. Now, this is what I'm going to say, because a lot of people have been saying, I go in the thrift store and I can't find any linen. They're probably looking in their size, and chances are you may find something in linen in your size.
Rare.
It might be rare.
Mm-hmm.
The sizes that you will often find linen in are, believe it or not, the plus size.
Oh, yeah. Should we show them? Show them.
We're going to talk about... We're going to talk about our latest linen
it
haul.
Smells like the bin still.
The thrift store.
It's got a distinct smell. I think they spray everything there with some kind of common odorant so that it's just identifiable in your bag.
All right.
Go ahead.
What do we have here? Size. Oh, they don't even have a size. They don't even have a size. They're just very large.
Here's the important part, y'all. Let me just show you an important thing. You got to learn about tags. Man, I know you got to learn how to... Oh, yeah, you can see that. 100% linen.
Okay, that's what you're looking for. Oh,
tags.
Now, the tag, we're going to teach you.
This is also basic raw color of linen. This is basically the natural-ish color. It can be like this color to even almost a brownish color or a little grayish color. But that's basically raw linen color. The best ever. It's color. Nature's camouflage color.
Great color.
Anyways, go ahead.
So, we're going to talk about... Okay, so here's another one. Okay? This top. Okay? A nice... lime green.
Avocado-ish.
Okay. We got a size triple XL. It says 100% linen. I don't know if you can see that. Okay.
Sounds like victory.
Yep. Okay. But it's a triple XL. Okay. So it's big. However, you can mend it. You can take in the sides. You can turn this into all kinds of fun things. You could make an apron. You could make a pillowcase. It even has a cool design at the bottom. Do you see that? So don't write things off just because they're large or just because they're lime green. Like
Or just because they're
you can make
gigantically large.
dish towels. You can make washcloths. You can make pillowcases, guys.
Reference what my wife's been working on.
Look, this is
Pair of pantaloons.
a pair of pants that I turned into a dish towel, okay? All I did was sew the sides, okay? Zip, zip. There you go. Towel, okay? You can make like I said, dishcloths, scrubbies. Oh, and we've learned that cleaning with linen and doing your dishes with linen, like, it is awesome. They don't smell. You know how
They
like your
dry.
dish rags are stink? They dry quickly. They're great to wash your hands off, or dry your hands off with.
See? Little hanger hook. That was a clever little
Awesome.
addition so
You
that
like
you can
that?
hang dry.
Little hooky?
Well played, sweetie.
So, okay, here's another thing, okay? This
This
is
one's
a
super fun.
linen handkerchief, okay? Linen handkerchief or napkin that we found at the thrift store as well. The other place you can find linen, I want to say sometimes cheaper, sometimes not, but you can find linen at the antique stores. They have linen napkins, linen
Tablecloths.
tablecloths.
That's
you
a
guys.
score.
Oh, it's so much fabric.
You should grab them.
Um,
Anyways, we found some linen tablecloths that I've
Yes.
been we turned into more bed sheets
Yes.
because they're huge and awesome.
Okay,
What do you
so
think
another-
it does to your food when you eat on linen? Try it and find out and let me know in the comments below.
Okay, so here's another brand, J. Jill. Okay, J. Jill's got it going on. They
Crushing it.
crushing it. J. Jill over here is producing lots of linen clothing. There's a lot of Kim Rogers. That's another one. Okay, Chico. What else? Talbots. I don't know. These are some linen brands. Okay, y'all. We got Flax. We got.
Alfani. Another nice shirt.
Okay.
Look at this size.
This is a
Another
double XL, okay? So awesome. Aprons, guys. You guys can make aprons, head coverings. You can make bandanas.
Sleeping pillow masks.
Oh, sleep pillow, eye pillows. Yes.
Look at this one. This
Look at
one's got a
this.
pocket for your face hand.
Now show it. This was a shirt sleeve.
From one of them large Mondo shirts.
Yes. I just cut off the sleeve, sewed it across the top, and now it's a washcloth. Yep. Wash your face. Wash your body.
Wash your body.
Okay.
Sponge bathing? No. Linen bathing.
Okay. Now, a lot of older ladies love their linen. Okay. You might find a lot of linen blazer.
It's okay. It's still going.
Blazers. Okay. With shoulder pads. Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You
Don't
can
be
cut those
afraid.
out. Don't
you
be
just
scared.
cut those out. Okay. Once again, these blazers are double thickness a lot of times.
Sounds
okay?
like the Proverbs 31 thing again.
Yeah, double thickness. That's what I'm talking about. And once again, washcloths, dish, whatever you want to make. The other thing, children's clothing, okay? Children's clothing is made of synthetic materials, majority of it. Or it's 100% cotton, but it's not organic cotton.
You know it was just basted in Roundup.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's so hard to find children's clothes that are linen. So what I've been doing is just trying to slowly acquire these linen pieces that, like I said, you guys, the plus size stuff, you get so much fabric. This is a 16 wide dress, okay?
Look at that.
Look at it.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Okay?
Nice.
Look at it. Look at the bottom. Okay? I'm not kidding you guys. I could take this dress and I could just trace my little design on here, a little outline of a little girl's dress, okay? And just cut it out, sew it together, and make a little dress. There's lots of things online too you can look at repurposing clothing from the thrift store. I have been watching so many videos on this, you guys. It is so cool how you can just do simple tailoring. You can take men's shirts and you can cut little girl. I'll put a picture up of what I'm talking about here, but you can make just a simple way to cut the shirt and then sew it together quickly, and you can make a little girl's dress or a baby's dress out of a men's shirt. So there are so many of these extra large shirts, dresses, whatever.
You can even add
shorts,
fringes of linen
pants.
on the dresses.
It's so cool. The possibilities are endless with linen. It's amazing. I am very amateur sewer. That's the other thing too. You may be looking at me and being like, Chelsea, I don't sew. I don't sew. I don't know what you want me to do with XXL linen. I didn't sew either, okay? I am very, very beginner sewer. I bought a sewing machine for really, really reasonable on Craigslist. Or was it Marketplace? No, it might have been Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. Bought a really reasonable sewing machine and have just been watching basic sewing tutorials. Sewing is not hard. It's a lot of straight lines, you guys. You don't have to do all the fancy stitches. It's a lot of straight lines, basic hemming. You'll figure it out. And the more you sew, the better you'll get.
And if you have a super
It's so
giant
fun.
linen, you can experiment with it without fear.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay.
And that you paid $1 something for it at the thrift store.
Yeah.
Definitely don't feel bad if you're butchering or messing up.
Look for the plus sizes.
You
Look
get
at all that
so
fabric.
much fabric, you guys.
But look at what Chelsea found today when she prayed.
I
Gotta
did.
pray at the thrift store too.
did.
And you guys gotta learn at spotting the material. You guys really gotta learn how to look for this. Ooh, it's gonna make some noises in your ear.
Going out. Sorry.
See that? How there's like this kind of irregular strips and
Like
lines?
a tweed almost.
Like a
Not
tweed.
a tweed, it's kind of a coarser textile. It's a little bit coarser.
But it's got a silky feel too. And it
But
cools you when you touch it
the
a little
more
bit.
you wash it, the softer it gets.
It's true.
So
This
anyway.
is a hoodie I found, by the way. This was one of my crushing it awesome
yeah.
finds today.
Crushed
I found
it.
a linen. Oh man, these all smell not so great.
all right.
But it's got a hoodie. I got my first hoodie that's 100% linen.
It's amazing.
That was my big win. But Chelsea prayed and she
Yeah.
asked the
Well,
Father to
Nathan
give
was like, he was just rummaging through the bins and just finding all this linen. And I was like, I've been here for like a good 45 minutes. I haven't even found one piece. And he's like, have you prayed? I said, no. He's like, you should pray. I was like, oh, okay. So I did. I asked Yahweh that he would give me just a really nice piece of linen.
Beautiful
just
piece.
a
You said
really
beautiful.
a really beautiful piece. Just a gem. You know me. I'm always looking just one little gem. Anyway, I rummaged through the bin and found this work of art, you guys.
I'll help you hold it.
Look at this fabric. Like, what is even going on? It looks like a batik, maybe?
Peacock feathers.
It's German. It's German. And it's absolutely fantastic.
100%.
This has me written all over it.
We
this is
never
just,
see stuff with print on it.
Okay,
like
yeah.
This. It's
A lot of
almost
linen
never
is
print,
just
solid
plain.
color.
Yeah, solid.
Like-
never patterned. And this has like rainbow color, like the most beautiful. Yeah, you guys can't even. I don't know. I'll give you guys an update on what I
this
create
one.
with this.
And then she
So.
found this one.
Anyway, linen skirts. Oh my
Look at
gosh.
these colors.
Oh, and skirts. Tons of fabric from skirts. I will roll in a clip here. Of a so much linen. I will roll in a clip here. I made my first apron, you guys, from a XXL skirt. Tons of fabric. And then I used men's pant legs for the pockets.
Nice deep pockets.
So cool. It's so cool, you guys. Linen is awesome. We can't tell you enough good things about it. So
We really
well,
can.
actually,
We plan on an entire series, right? Got you now. So, you guys, hang in there because we're going to do a series of sweet goodness coming out on becoming a linenite. But this is... Go ahead.
a starting point.
This is a launching point.
Start by going to the thrift store, getting a few pieces.
Or as many as you can get
or
your hands
as
on.
many as you can. Go every week.
This should be
And-
a pre-Shabbat game.
Yes. Linen challenge, you guys.
Linen challenge.
Linen
40
challenge.
days. 40 days. Purge the poisons from your pants and try it out.
And see if you're not changed. And what
You'll be a
better time than
convert.
doing it in the summer?
Come on.
It's Yahweh's fabric
She
of the
found
summer.
this today, too.
I am a thrifter. I have been a thrifter for my whole life. Here is a tip. If you want to find something and you can't find, you go one time and you can't find it, you have to go consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency is the key to finding treasures. Okay, you got to go consistently. Well, look at us. We went to the beach every weekend. Treasures galore.
I didn't find the super shells day one.
That's true.
I found some shells day one. I also had no idea what I was doing. And neither
Some
do
days
most
are
of you.
better than others.
But you also have to train your eye. It's like
That too.
I'm trying to learn Hebrew letters. And I have to it's so hard. I am training myself to identify them. With linen, you have to train yourself to identify it.
By feel?
By feel?
By look?
Yeah, I also spit on my finger.
Oh, show him the test.
I'll try to show him. I don't know if I can with the color of the...
Do you want to show it with the water bottle?
Here.
Oh.
Ready? Hold it up for me.
Okay.
Hold it up for me. Okay, it absorbs water so fast. So when you touch it with the water, oh yeah, it came through. It's hard to see it, but yeah, it came through. So when you touch water to it, you can pour a little water on it. I just like to spit on stuff in the store. Ha. Yeah, it's true. So you can basically get it wet, and you'll see how fast it instantly absorbs and spreads really quickly. When it's
slower.
That cotton garbage,
or
it's
a blend, it might be a little slower if it's a blend.
And if it's like nylon, it might even not even at all, right? There's tight weaves. Anyways, I'm not trying to totally destroy cotton. Just unless it's organic cotton, it's almost non-existent.
Yes.
It's extremely rare to find organic cotton.
If you find organic cotton, though, by all means, organic
put it on
cotton
someone
is
else's
wonderful.
body. That's great.
No, I have organic cotton stuff. It's wonderful. The other, there was one other thing I was going to say.
Oh, our wool? We also buy wool when we find it at the thrift store too. Merino wool and cashmere. Cashmere. It's goat hair. I didn't know that, but it's softer than anything ever.
And 100% silk shirts.
Snatch those things up.
Snatch those.
Snatch them out of the flames, you guys. Snatch them. Gotta say it, you guys. You're champions for hanging in here for an hour-long edition of Becoming a Linenite. We love you. We can't wait to tell you more. And we're going to show you all kinds of witty, ridiculous clips of us doing all kinds of Linenite things. And we're going to try to convert every single person that's ever been born or lived. Because you know what? You were made to be in linen. Truly, you were. Because if you haven't read Hebrews recently, you're supposed to be priests. And what are the priests wearing? Linen! Tell them about the ephod. I will another time. We love you guys dearly. Truly. Some of you are very much the ones that are responsible for helping to equip us to even have the means to be able to get this stuff. Thank you. This is the fruit of your labor. Kingdom eternal work.
That's right.
We are trying to create a genuine linen railroad, and we're going to get to a place where we can hopefully, the Father would bless us with a place to be able to be and live and stay, where we can make linen everything.
We want to clip the linen.
We want to send the linen. We want to send them. I want to make armor. So he sent me sapphires, by the way. He sent me buckets of sapphires, literally buckets of sapphires when I prayed for it. So maybe we'll trade rubies for land someday. We'll see. We love you guys. Be faithful out there. Be vigilant. Wear linen. Listen to There's so much linen.
You are my linen garment.
Linenite yourself.
Well, I'm in
Become a Linenite.
too.
Becoming a
In
Linenite.
the inner
It's time. Go on the journey.
court.